All right. What's going on this Sunday with all you THLers out there? Your stream up for the evening is Saku. That's me. Joined by two wonderful casters of the century. We got Dollar Bills and Don. How you guys doing?
Oh, yeah, the San Francisco Saku Niners.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Game is
What
on.
game going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you're watching this instead of football, though. But what? Soccer, you've got it on another screen, as do I. But our full attention will definitely be on this awesome Hearthstone match we have coming up.
Yep.
The first. We only have one match tonight, actually. But it will be Genji versus Ron Mexico in the Hero Series Teal Conference. Both one seeds. Genji on team APM Yang and Ron Mexico on Korak City. Both teams kind of in the middle of the pack. I guess actually Korak City was at the bottom of the pack here for the Teal Conference. But as we're about to see, I don't know if you have it up on the screen, the matchup, but currently the week 6-12. Korak City have secured the week, but Genji going to be looking for those points. Undefeated season so far for Genji, 5-0, so also looking to keep that going into Ron. And of course, those points making so much difference when we get to those playoff spots. I mean, right now, these two teams, 74-66, not including this week's score so far, 6-12. With this week's score and the win for Korak City, that could really, really close the gap. And these teams are going to be neck and neck. So really a battle of potential rivals here.
Yeah, and Genji really has the opportunity, as you mentioned, current score of 6-12. But Genji and Ron haven't played. Genji could close that gap to as small as 10-12. And as you mentioned, with the point standings being so close, these like 3-3, 2-3, 3-2 kind of teams, it's a real brawl. It's a real brawl in that section of the division here in the Teal Series. As you mentioned, Hero Series Teal Division, it's going to be with the bands in Genji piloting Mage, Shaman, Warlock up against Ron Mexico's Demon Hunter, Hunter, and Shaman, continuing the double rogue ban.
And despite the nerf, still feeling like the rogue has that potential. Still have seen some of both variations. Thief Rogue, I think, falling the most, where Poison Rogue still having some success, maybe not with the same build, but still a potential option there. And then, of course, Quest Rogue coming back. So, I can understand getting rid of that Rogue. We haven't seen too much of it, even after the nerf. Still really strong. So both players just saying, I don't want it. Let's go into these other classes. Genji, like you said, Mage, Shaman, Warlock. That Shaman, I think we've been seeing a lot of. Warlock, pretty consistent, usually has been that hand lock, although Ticketus lock and Owl lock still kind of fringe options, especially in a format like this, in Hero Series, where you have that last hero standing format. You can have decks that are more, counter types of decks if you expect something else from the other side. And then the Mage, I'm curious to see the Mage because...
Yeah, the Mage I find also quite surprising as you bring it's been
out there.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's going to, because obviously the sort of combo mages are starting with the Quest and then moving into Mozaki, all the various kinds of ways you can just blow somebody up from hand super combo mages. Has been nerfed so many times. The Quest has been nerfed. The Encounter Slow has been nerfed twice. Like just a lot of the tool. Refreshing Spring Water. Let's not forget that has been nerfed. So the number of times that Mage has been nerfed, I didn't expect to see it this week. Usually when a class gets nerfed, I feel like there's that initial oh gosh, it's probably broken. It's probably unplayable now. Mage, at least Genji 5-0, as I think you mentioned. Yeah. Either before the show started or as we were leading into the intro, Genji's 5-0. Genji's got some killer instincts. So if Genji thinks that Mage still has some gas, I'm interested to see what the build is.
Yeah, and I have seen a little bit of Ping Mage or even Big Spell Mage. I think I've seen as well. I think both of those kind of options may be a little bit more powerful with some of the other decks being nerfed. So we'll see if Genji thinks that's the direction. And then on the other side, like we were saying, of course, Shaman, both players having Shaman, that could go a number of ways as well. Curious to see what these players decide to bring. Volner OTK Quest, any form of elemental Shaman still pretty viable. And then, of course, Burn Shaman. And then on the other side for Ron, both players with the Shaman, but Ron with the Demon Hunter and Hunter. So going a little bit more aggressive there. Face Hunter pretty popular. There's some fringe Quest Hunters out there and Beast Hunters too. And then as far as the Demon Hunter, usually it's a Fel DH, although I have seen, I think we saw last week at Death Rattle.
Death Rattle Demon Hunter still a deck. And actually, I think Ron Mexico's lineup more is in line with what I would expect just from the adjustments that we saw. You know, as you mentioned, Demon Hunter and Hunter, not only decks that we were seeing already, we saw some of it last week, but they were not changed. And so, you know, the sort of, my assumption would be Shaman as well, unchanged. And so Ron Mexico bringing the decks that were already strong enough to bring sometimes, or at least the heroes, right? It's closed deck list. This is last hero standing, and the closed deck list. So but these are classes that we were already seeing occasionally, and they did not change in power level. So they're sort of more known quantities, I would say, that you could bring into this week.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see how this does pan out, because I'm curious. I'm definitely curious. Both really good players, so I'm excited to get into here. Are both players ready? Can we? Oh, it looks like they've started.
They're already in. Yep, you guys are elaborating too much. Didn't want to cut you off. So we got Ron Mexico to first to spectate, and Genji at the top of the screen.
Okay, so we are going to be starting with that Hunter into the Shaman. Looks like a Quest Shaman bring for Genji, and on the other side, Face Hunter for Ron. An interesting option here for Ron. Does have both those Doggy Biscuits to activate the Initiate, but no way to attack with it this turn. Gonna still just put that down, make it as difficult to kill as possible. 5/5. We just saw a Wind Chill come out, but it looks like Primordial Studies is also played. So that is two of the different spell schools there for the Multicaster in hand already for Genji.
Multicaster, just such a good Shaman card. It's a neutral card, but what a good Shaman card to just really help shore up that draw. And as you mentioned, with a draw like this, you actually have a couple of draws waiting in that Multicaster to try to keep the gas up. And now Ron Mexico is going to have to use a bunch of damage that Ron would love to send face into these wolves instead. Going to be able to keep building the board, though, and really buff up this anomaly.
Yeah, so spreading the wealth here with these Doggy Biscuits has the 5/1 up. This protects against a potential flame. In the Quest Shaman, you will see Perpetual Flame, so getting one of the minions at least to above that 3 threshold. Serpent Shrine going to come down, does remove the Initiate, and pulls a Gyre Worm. So this is not Elemental Shaman, but making a little bit of an appearance anyway.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, kind of forcing inefficient removal out of Genji. 3 mana to remove the last health on an Initiate. Getting a 3/2, it's fine. It's fine. It's going to go down to the same shot, but Ron Mexico is going to be able to just continue building out. Obviously, the Volpertingers are vulnerable to that Perpetual Flame you're talking about, but having this 7 health potential just immediate stop. Wow, it's going to be a real problem. Whoa, Canal Slogger.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that 7 health, that is actually just out of range there for the Slogger. Does have now the option... oh no, because we did finish the quest. I was going to say we could have overdrafted and sloggered, but no. No, we cannot. Actually, it would have been mana short anyway, so.
Well, Genji just opting to draw some cards and just make peace with the reality that... and actually the Warsong Wrangler. I'm interested to see where this goes. It's usually the Rhino, but there's Volpertingers on the board.
Yeah, the Volpertingers on the board.
Hey! Yeah.
Push more damage. You did not see Perpetual Flame. This is still kind of tricky into the Perpetual Flame. Does play around it a little bit, clearing off the 3/4, so no trade can happen into an anomaly to set up a flame, maybe with the Primordial Studies minion we know is in the hand. Still no flame on the other side, though.
Oh my gosh, and this Sleep Breaker is going to be able to come down to generate the wind chill, and we can stop a little bit of this damage, but buffing up the Volpertingers means that even freezing the Arcane Anomaly still means 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the hero power is buffed, 15, 16, 17, damage with a wind chill. Actually, Ron Mexico is 1 damage off, and we see it in his hand.
Station will do it if none of this is dealt with, or taunts do not come down. Currently, charge call at how much are we at?
Is it 4 costs? I think.
Yeah, not quite good enough here.
Yeah, there's what can you get? There's the Carnival Amalgam. What's that called? The Circus Amalgam.
I don't know.
Yeah. But the quest not complete. It's not double. You can't get 2 amalgams.
No. So yeah, maybe you're just gonna have to. Oh wow! So gonna have to Wind Fury. This Sluggard heal up clears off 2 of these 3 attack minions. Can get the 3/4 as well as one of these 3/2s. Pretty nice turn there though. Gets 12 heal and removes a lot of that threat. Another Warsong Wrangler pulled off the top does get the Trampling Rhino here guaranteed. Interested to see. So yeah, just going to build the board even further here. No need to use that hero power just yet. Push as much damage as possible.
I also like playing out the extra Marsual Cub. As you mentioned, saving that hero power, it's always there ready for you, but also just trying to hedge as much as possible against the devolving missiles. Right, a devolving missiles hitting this arcane anomaly would be a drag. So just adding some more 1/1 tokens out there, just a little thing that could potentially help out if depending on what Genji can find on this turn. Because right now I'm looking at 17-ish damage.
Yep, yeah, just about. And on the other side, still, we're kind of struggling. The charge call now at 5. There's a decent amount of 6 drops. I feel like 6 is where you start considering it. 8 drops are really good. Obviously, when you get to the 10 drops, those are good. 5 cost, a little bit less exciting, so might, before we see that one overload at least one more time. We could see the charge call this turn, though. Has to fight for the board. Snowfall Guardian's nice, but doesn't do what you want it to do right now.
Yeah.
Let's go for the Guardian, though. What were the other options? I'm not sure that the Guardian was.
I think there was a Battlegrounds Battlemaster on the right, and then something similarly uninspiring on the left. I forget what it was. Just the Quest Shaman going to get ran over by the relentless board presence. And obviously Ron Mexico was playing around Perpetual Flame as much as possible and Devolving Missiles being generated as much as possible, but also Genji never found it. Just relentless pressure, dead on turn. What was that, 6? The 6 mana turn? 7 mana turn, something like that? Yep. Overloaded to 6. 7 mana overloaded to 6.
Yeah, so that Shaman does fall. And that means we're going to see this Hunter again. So what does Genji have to answer? Going to bring the Warlock. So feeling pretty confident there with the Warlock.
Is that Owls? Spirits and Artificers? Is this Owls? Surely.
It certainly could be. I was wondering, because usually that Quest Handlock, not the deck you want to really be bringing into Hunter.
Right.
So that would have been an interesting choice if it was Quest Handlock, but Control Lock or Owl Lock specifically would win this battle. So we could very much well be seeing an Owl Lock here. So that could be a good read, predicting those. Oh, yep. I would say we're very likely Owl Lock.
Yeah, the Tamsin's Phylactery, a bit of an indicator. Got some early control tools in the form of that School Spirits, but from Ron Mexico, we see another just arcane anomaly with the coin into, Demon Companion or the other Demon Companion. Oh, actually opting for none of the above. Just going to go ahead and pass.
Yeah, maybe trying to set up for a bigger turn later. Did not see the quest come out, so knowing this is probably not Quest Handlock, so trying to maybe understand what it is based on the result there. But does find the Doggy Biscuit, lets him get a little bit more damage here. 4/7 on the board once again. These anomalies just really, really. Oh man, imagine if that could have been absolutely, just so powerful into Ron's turn 1 play. Found a little bit too late, and now Genji's in a bit of a bind. 2 of the combo pieces in the hand already. 3 if you count School Spirits as one option, and Grimoire obviously another piece that you can use sometimes earlier on. But yeah, so a lot of combo pieces right now with no way to answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, with 7 health already. Oh my gosh! And now a ramming mount added on top, and of course it gets the bonus additional health. So it's now a 10 health minion. I mean, even if you're looking at things like full blown evil, are the kind of things we need to hit and cast 3 times to clear just this anomaly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's
Well,
full blown evil.
there it is. So it can come out in a couple turns at least to deal with one part of this. But with that 2/1 and that spell being played along with this Crescent, that is going to be really, really tough to get through. And this Face Hunter just doing work right now. This matchup usually pretty good for the Warlock, but with that anomaly and no answer super early, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Genji's hand is just choked with combo pieces. You know, the between the Phylactery and potentially School Spirits and some cards that are too expensive. You know, Dreadlich Tamsin is great if you're alive on turn 6, but looking like not to be a guarantee in this game.
Yeah, wow. Really, really desperate situation here for Genji. Right now on the other side, how much damage do we have? That's going to be 8
10.
plus the quick shot and the hero power. That is 13. That should do it. And that is going to be game 2 very quickly. Going to Ron with the exact lethal. And yeah, Genji with the you would expect the answer there, just bricking a little bit, and Ron hitting a really, really nice curve. No answer to that early anomaly. Pretty much seals the deal there for Genji in that game.
And you called out one of the gambles that Ron took in choosing not to buff up the anomaly early. There was really only I mean, there's a couple of cards in that Warlock. Obviously, Touch of the Nathrezim answers it. Mortal Coil answers it, but I mean that just got out of hand, and now this mage is going to have to 3-0 Ron Mexico, and of course Ron Mexico is going to continue on this hunter that currently doesn't seem to have any breaks, all gas.
Yeah, and into what looks
to be Mozaki.
So not bring any of those other unnerfed versions. We're bringing the straight up nerf here, saying it don't matter too much. But another tough matchup for Genji here. The good matchup kind of falling flat last game. This is another tough one for the mage into the hunter. The hunter can just snowball this one as well. Iron Deep Trog, a really nice start to get that going. We do see the first flame though that can answer.
Yeah, Genji just happy to have a spell that works in the early game to answer Ron Mexico's early plays.
There, here comes another Trog available. Gonna wait on it, knowing that the second flame is available, so gonna try to force it out with one of these minions before that Trog comes down. And Ron kind of in an interesting spot here. Has a lot of, or not too much in the hand left, but quick shot to cycle a little bit.
Yeah, this draw could be potentially... Oh, wow. So with the True Aim Crescent and Trog, I mean, I wonder if Ron actually... Okay, yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if Ron favors a hero power here just to try to start getting some damage in, because at some point, Genji is going to start playing defensive spells like Ice Barrier, so...
Yeah, and there's that second first flame coming out, able to clear off the second Trog. Genji, a sigh of relief, able to find the anti-aggro tools this time around, as well as that ice barrier to keep him alive a little bit longer. And on the other side, Ron kind of stalling out, does have that quick shot to cycle for more. Can play that Crescent and Volpertinger here with the hero power just to push a little bit. And then most cards in the deck are playable with that quick shot next turn. Not all, though. There are going to be some that will not do it, but can hold on to it until the right opportunity. And that's what Ron decides to do. Does proc the barrier, gets rid of 3 of that 8 armor.
And that's just an understanding from Ron that Genji's health is not low enough to go for a pure burn from hand plan. He's going to need some board damage to make it out of this game. And the top deck is Intrepid Initiate. So as you said, most of the deck playable. This one's actually quite good. Going to be buffed up by the playing of the quick shot. I assume we play the quick shot since we still have the mana to hero power as well, just to try to get some cycle going.
for Ron there was where the shot was going. Whether using it on the multicaster and then trading one of these 1/1s or just trying to send it face and see if we can get there.
Yeah.
Like Ron's going for the face route here. Of course, can go all face and then use the weapon. I believe that first 3/4 will trade into the other 3/4. So because it was the first Volpertinger, and so that will be a pretty strong board. There is the namesake of the deck there off the top, Mozaki. No discounts yet, I believe.
But just a killer Siphon Mana right now available. Going to be able to get the honorable kill on that Intrepid Initiate, activating those discounts you were just alluding to, and one of these cards draws cards. Actually, what order do you do this in? Draw first and then discount, or discount and then draw, or looks like it's going to be yeah. Oh, yeah. Fire Sale.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Siphon Mana allows for that second flame to come down to clear off the 3/1 as well. Could opt for the Brain Freeze if we're feeling under enough threat here. It looks like Genji says, I do.
That's an interesting choice. I guess there's not a ton of creatures available for Ron Mexico to draw that you would just windmill slam on the board. Would you slam a Rhino? I don't know. Trying to think of something. I guess since there's nothing. Well, when I see a 0-cost spell and Mozaki in hand, I think, shouldn't we be using that to buff up Mozaki? But I'd say the Genji is down to 9 life, and it's probably just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, fair point there. Not really too much healing in the deck besides those ice barriers. So, wow, just going for the Mozaki this turn, saying I need to get things moving ASAP. If he can clear my Mozaki, I lose anyway. If I don't do anything this turn, I probably lose. Gonna have to just go off here, freeze up the board, hope that I don't die next turn. And then from there, I can really just potentially cycle and win. So Genji, just a good heads-up play there. Does get is kind of playing the top deck game, but has quite a buffed-up Mozaki here to maybe get things going.
And the top deck is Ramming Mount, available for Ron Mexico.
Not quite enough to get
no. Yeah. Gosh, so you can still use the True Aim Crescent, though, but that's not going to be enough damage, right? Because the Volpertinger will still attack if you True Aim something. So do you just try to chop this Mozaki down over 2 turns? It's like, because he'll deal 4. Oh, and then actually your bow's used up.
Yeah, it looks like Ron is saying, I'm going face. If this top deck is
8 cards. Sorry.
That's going to be game, I think. If I had to guess, no discounts in the deck, but we'll see if it's enough. The mana is tight, but a lot of spell damage right now. We're at plus with the mini mage and the Blood Mage Thanos. We're at +8 right now, I believe.
+8. Yeah, I think you're right. 10 damage ruined orbs.
Yeah. So yeah, 10 damage from the Ruined Orb will get things going, and then the Siphon Mana can just finish things off. So yeah, really, really good play there by Genji to see the out, knowing it had to be a top deck, and Ron on the other side also knowing it came down to it, saying I need as much damage as possible. If an Ice Barrier is the top deck, then I want to be able to win from hand with Hero Power, plus a lot of my top decks could potentially be 3 damage from hand. So pretty good play there, but unable to get there. So now 2-1, the Mage gets a win. Mozaki Mage still strong, doesn't even get a discount this game, doesn't really need it. It doesn't matter that it was nerfed.
Yeah, and it looks like in response, an elemental. Wait, a Storm Strike in hand as well for Ron Mexico. Doomhammer and Elemental Friends?
Yeah, it is going to be an aggro elemental shaman. You don't always see the Storm Strike, but definitely with the Doomhammer list, that is very possible. Rockbiter as well. Custodian, yeah, I think very, 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 very likely we're going to see a Doomhammer come out from this cage match. Custodian, and again, another sort of race. The Mage wants to get to its combo ASAP. Ron just wants to chip away and then get that big damage off the Doomhammer. I believe we did see a Viper in the Mage last game. Was there? I think there might have been one.
I am not sure. It went by pretty quick.
It go by very, very quick. I remember seeing a Viper. I can't remember if it was the Mage or if it was in the Warlock. But
And here we see Granite Forgeborn coming down on turn 3. Ron Mexico kind of having a lemon turn, just summoning the Strength Totem. And it's in order to get Granite Forgeborn down on turn 3 with the buff from Kindling Elemental. But now, the problem with O2 totems, you might get siphoned maned. Oh my gosh, look at all these glowy gold cards. Arid Stormer, there's that Doomhammer. Yeah.
Glowy gold cards. We've got the discounted elementals here. Arid Stormer and the Custodian can come down. Floats 1 mana, but Lurker on your 5/1 doesn't seem that appealing. You kind of want to force that ping.
Yeah, is there ever a Arid Stormer totem? I guess is an option.
Yeah, you can go for a healing totem here.
Yeah.
Ping not clear.
I do like the cage match draw. Like, as I'm thinking about it, I guess it depends on. I assume this is going to be a Doom Hammer and then maybe some Whack-A-Null hammers, but maybe Doom Hammers is it.
Another Doom Hammer. So I was thinking maybe you want to get the draw off of it now before you top deck the other one. Your cage match is dead.
Yeah, same.
But I can see the role for the totem there. If healing totem could have, really just been really, really powerful this game. Instead, healing totem wouldn't have done anything to this. So
right.
Yeah. So the more I talk about it, the more I feel like cage match custodian maybe was better. But
well, now it looks like the Doom Hammer is going to get equipped, and this damage is going to start sailing face. And just 2 Wind Fury problems and a deck that definitely has some freezes. Obviously, we've seen the Brain Freeze and the Flurries and stuff, but no freezes for the hero portrait at the moment. And if there is a Viper in here, Genji's probably going to be looking for it.
Yeah, definitely looking for something here, but not enough mana to play much of anything. Second Flame can come down, as well as this other First Flame to clear off the minions. But we are looking at Doom Hammer. We see 2 Rock Biters in the hand. That is quite a lot of damage. Not quite enough, but very, very close here, nearing that end game here for Ron.
My God, you're right. That's 18 damage, right? Because he's got 4 mana left over, so that's 2 9-attack swings. Holy smokes. So here's where I want to see that cage match before the wind chill for the very reason you were saying. Just to, if there is another weapon, go ahead and draw it so it doesn't get top decked. But looks like Ron not too worried about it. Just going to go ahead and know that he won't do it and grab that.
It doesn't never happen.
And potentially leaving that mana open to do something that he drew. So I guess I can see it both ways. But I would have played the cage match first for the reasons that I said. But I can understand why he would want to leave the mana open instead.
4 mana Incanters gets played. We get to see that nerf card in action here.
I was wondering if you cut Incanter's Flow. I was legitimately wondering. I didn't mention it because I don't know if that's ridiculous, but you don't cut it. 4 mana still.
That's just going to be it. That is game.
Yeah.
Ron Mexico taking the 3-1 win with the aggressive lineup, able to take down Genji's more controlling decks. Oh, just kidding. We're at 1 health.
We're 1 off.
16. 16 is not, 8 times 2 is, you're right.
Oh, yeah, it's 8, not 9. The Doom Hammer's only got 2 native.
That's right.
So, can Genji find it?
So, is there an out here? There is the Ice Barrier going to be pretty powerful. There are options off the top, and of course we have the Brucon that should probably just seal the deal. 6 damage to face. And so I called it a little early, but I think the result here going to be the same.
Run with the fist bump.
Yeah, definitely.
Brucon coming down, Fireball the face, and that will be 3-1. Ron Mexico takes down the undefeated Genji. Really well fought there by Genji, but unable to secure it. The Hunter taking 2, and then the aggressive Shaman taking that last one. What a series. I did not expect these lineups, to be honest, going in. We did not get to see the Demon Hunter, but aggressive decks from Ron, Genji with a couple of of options, but the Shaman kind of just falling short into the Hunter, the Warlock not drawing well, and then the Mage, just losing to decks that get there faster.
Yeah, and that crucially that vulnerability to weapons. There's sort of that ever shifting. If people are playing a lot of board centric decks, then you play a lot of board control cards. All the freezes, all flurries, and the chill elemental and wind chills and stuff like that. And then you can have weapons, and then you can use weapons because they can't be frozen. And speaking of can't be frozen, Ron Mexico, nothing but heat coming in here with a 3-1 win. Congratulations.
What up? How's it going, guys?
That was a blistering series. Holy smokes. You got in there. Yeah. You got in there. Yeah.
We do a little smorking.
Tell us,
honestly, so I went into this match and I was like, as I was submitting classes, I wanted to be just kind of flexible, brought some stuff I liked, some stuff that I could pivot into different things with. And then I saw that he went with, Mage and Warlock and Shaman, and I'm like, all right, so this is going to be stuff that I can just try to beat down. Let's go in. And it worked.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, the incredible speed that we got to see. I think the Hunter going into like turn 7 had already dealt so much damage to that Shaman. The Warlock just didn't find any of the early Nathrazims or Mortal Coils, and by then tell us about the efficiency of these decks that you brought this week.
So that little guy, the Arcane Anomaly. Oh yes. My God, he did so much work. I teched him in because I thought that Genji's lineup was going to struggle against that card in particular, and I mean it literally could not have gone any better according to that script. I had extremely fortunate openers. Like when he wasn't able to clear it early, I knew that like 2 decks in a row, basically, he didn't really have anything that he normally ran in those decks that could answer that minion when it snowballed up too high. So it's like this minion literally just soloed 2 games.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about that game into the Warlock, that second game with the Hunter? You were rewarded, but you had the coin, you had the option to anomaly coin, I think Demon Companion.
Yeah.
And you chose to just play the Anomaly naked as a 2-1. You didn't see, but the very next turn, not that obviously the turn it worked out for you in that game, but the very next turn, Mortal Coil came off the top. If that was in the hand, the starting hand, or came off the top the turn earlier, that would have stopped your Anomaly. So tell me a little bit about that play there. If you were thinking about those options, just saying there's probably no Mortal Coil or no touch of the Nathrazim. Or were you holding onto the coin for a bigger swing later on?
I didn't want to commit overly hard to it because Drain Soul is the thing.
Yes.
And I was like, the max health I can get this up to is 3. So if he has one of his 2 copies of Drain Soul, I'm just really sad. And sure, he also has the Mortal Coil potentially, or 2, although not every Warlock list runs a Mortal Coil. And he definitely has Nathrazim, but that's also a 2-of card. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know. You can't literally play around every single thing, and I felt like if I committed super hard to that to play around one of the other 1-mana cards that cleared it, I could have just been cleared by a 2-mana card, and felt sad that I committed as hard as I did. So it's just like, I'm just going to drop it out here on turn 1 and see if it sticks. And if it does, we go in. If it doesn't, I pivot to a different game plan. So I'm not just like, here go all my resources super early.
Yeah, makes sense, and it definitely worked out. But yeah, let me ask you a little bit about your other deck there, because we didn't get to see the Demon Hunter. I don't know if you want to reveal too much, but we saw 2 kind of aggressive decks going in. Sometimes we talk about in Hero, having different variety. We saw Genji brought Owllock. You don't see that in the other formats as much, but in a sort of counter format, did brick a little bit there into the Hunter, but usually a matchup that they're looking for. So tell me a little bit about, if you're willing to, that last deck we could have seen tonight. I know the Rogues were both banned out, though.
Oh, sure. The Demon Hunter. I'll tell you one card that was in Demon Hunter.
Okay.
Mutanus.
Oh.
I threw that in there. I'm like, all right, Demon Hunter's gonna get wrecked by Mizaki Mage, but there is a chance.
Always a chance.
And then, funny enough, Hunter just went off to like this crazy pace where, it just kind of steamrolled, which it occasionally just has the capability of doing. If Genji didn't have the barrier, he actually would have died in game 3 too.
Yeah.
And then I had a few outs. I was hoping for like a Rhino off the top with my last charge of the weapon, or aimed shot, which would have been enough to win when he went in with the Mizaki on 6. And when the top deck was what it was, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm dead. But then,
you had him down to 5, right? Something like that.
Pretty low. I think it was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Might have been 8, because weapon swing would have knocked him down to 7, and then aimed shot, and then button would have won the game.
Oh, right.
And then also Rhino would have won the game just on the fact that it would have killed Mizaki. So, it was kind of close at the end there, but Mizaki Mage did its thing, and I was a little worried with the Shaman going into Mizaki because he survived till turn 7, and I don't know if you guys could see my camera at all, but I'm just like fingers crossed, like please no, don't kill me right now on turn 7. I've got the Brucon lethal. Come on. And then it worked out.
Worked out, it certainly did, and a big win for your team. Already had the week locked, but getting those points going to be really crucial. You were at the bottom of the conference here at the start of the week, but the bottom like 4 or 5 teams just so close, and you beating the one that's in the lead, APM Yang, so confidently as a team, getting 4 out of the 5 matches. Getting that 16-point week, that's going to be really, really crucial for your team to move up in the standings and push for those playoff spots. So really well done there. Any other thoughts on the match or on your opponents here this week?
Just GG's to APM. We really needed some points here bad, and we're trying to make a run for it now as a team, and I think we did a good job. They gave us some good games, and sometimes, it's Hearthstone. Things just break your way. Like Genji is a great player, had some good lineups there prepared for what I had. The Warlock and the Shaman both have pretty solid chances into my Hunter, the archetypes that he brought. And I had that one little guy on turn 1 that just, the little guy that could. He just got bigger and bigger and, carried me. Sometimes things go that way, but I'm sure APM Yang will probably be on their way to the playoffs, and they'll be chomping at the bit for a rematch if we can get there.
Hey, congratulations on your win, and I assume as a result of winning on stream again, congratulations on getting control of the Emberflight Gaming Twitter once again for another entire week. Great.
Yeah, I need to do more stream matches with you guys casting. This is like a good luck charm for me, apparently.
There you go, buddy.
Not for Saku though. Sorry, Saku.
Yeah.
I was pulling for your guys, but not quite.
Nope. Close.
Happened off screen, unfortunately. So we got Ron in for the interview. The football game was sealed, and Saku's 49ers just short of the win there. So sorry.
All right.
That is tough.
All right.
But they made a great game.
Well, all right. That pretty much wraps it up for the evening. Ron, thanks again for jumping on stream. Thanks to Genji as well. I want to thank Dollar Bills and Myanodon for casting wonderfully again. This is like 3 times in a row. Third time's the charm. 4th time's the charm.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Right on.
Any final comments before we let you go, Ron?
Just as always, thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for having me on. It's always fun. And I will catch you guys next time.
Got it.
Take it easy.
Ron. Take care, buddy. Cool.
man.
That was a quick one. That was a blistering match.
Yeah. I was actually found myself in an existential crisis. Without going too deep into it, I've had to quarantine for several days, and I thought, oh, this will be a perfect chance for me to really play some ladder games. And I just couldn't. Everything I tried, I was just like, nah, I wasn't playing very well, and I was also getting those draws where it's like, gosh, even if I played this perfectly, would I have made it anywhere? But now I'm wondering about this Hunter. I'm wondering about Ron Mexico's Hunter. I wonder if that's where I should have been putting some time.
Yeah.
Hunter does lovely things, goes fast when you need it to sometimes. Sometimes it breaks.
Yeah, I will say Ron does have a good sense of getting the right stuff when he needs it too.
Yeah.
Well, Ron and I were hanging out the other day last week, both playing ladder, and we were playing the same deck, just different games, obviously, and it just felt like a different deck. Like we were playing it, like I was constantly bricking what we needed. We were both like talking about each other's games, and like he'd hit the nuts off of this, and I'd be like, oh, I have this there's really good chance of getting this, but both my multicasters are bottom 5 cards, or this or that, or so I'm sure that helps a little bit, but definitely, the more you play, the better the chances of getting those good rolls are.
Yeah. You can ask Alien Santa as well as excellent Hunter main, and Dewin, and even Memnarch. Memnarch, I believe, can cycle through some good hunters. I know there's many more good hunter players out there, so but is what it is. You get their favorite class, and you kind of just go crazy with it when you know what to do. So, well, wrapping up tonight. Just want to make a couple announcements, which is we're going to have Hearth Center on Tuesday there. I think it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then we got Tavern Talk on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, with Thursday Throwdown following that up with Fish. And then you're also having Marty B hosting the Wild Series, or Wild and Out program. And then we're back to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with some match streams. So please tune into those. Let us know if you want to be on stream. Just hit us up in the THL stream request, or we'll try and get you situated. So, any final words, guys, before we end the stream?
Well, that was fun. Thanks, dudes, for hanging out, everybody. Thanks everybody, and thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for coming out and watching. Otherwise, it would just be me, Myanodon, and Saku talking about Hearthstone in a group chat, which would be fun, but all of us hanging out together is just an extra little bit of je ne sais quoi and things of that nature.
That's right. Things of that nature with je ne sais quoi.
Saku, final. I'm sorry. You guys did great.
Yep. Jimmy
Wonderful
G's
season.
gone. Jimmy G is gone.
Gone.
Yep.
Well, Trey's the future, maybe.
Maybe even have Brady in there first season. We'll see.
Oh,
That'd be funny.
Actually, I was talking to Jess today, my girlfriend, and talking about Brady as well, just because we kept, we heard obviously his retirement, and then, people saying that wasn't official. So we were saying that he's like kind of Schrodinger's retirement. You just put Tom Brady in a box, and until you open the box, you won't know if he's retired or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Or what jersey he's going to be wearing when he comes out of the box.
What jersey he should be wearing.
Yeah. Hall of Fame jersey for sure. So.
Well, that one's a given, but
yep. All right.
We'll see.
We will see. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week.
Take care, everybody.